So whether you are learning to play an instrument, learning to sing, or even just playing Guitar Hero, you're probably going to, at some point, have to learn time signatures. Now, time signatures just tells you how to count out the music. You know, most songs are in 4/4, so you would just count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so some people might think like, okay, I get that it's 4/4, but which of those fours mean that I count to 4? And so I'll put it very simply. The top number is how many beats there are in a measure, and the bottom is how fast those beats are. So if it's 4/4, then that is 4 quarter notes. So the bottom 4 means that those are quarter notes. If you have a measure that's in 6/8, then that means there are 6 eighth notes. If you see a measure that's 13/16, then that's going to be 13/16 notes in a measure. So I mean, 4/4 is the main way to just show like one full measure, because you know 4 quarters make up 1 whole note, 2 half notes, 8 eighth notes. So I mean, that's the most straightforward way of measuring that. If you see something that's like 7/8, then that's basically a full measure minus an eighth note. So if you're used to 4/4 and you hear a 7/8 measure, it will basically just sound like the measure cut off a little too early. But those are just the basics. Now let me show you an exercise I like to do that will really improve your understanding of time signatures. So here we have a website called Songster. It's a guitar tab website, but it's really nice that you could just hit play and it'll play along. So a really good exercise is just to go on here and push play, look at the time signature of whatever the measure is, and then just try to count along with the song. So first we'll start off with the most basic. So here we have Stairway to Heaven. So if you just count this out, it will sound like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's 4/4. Everybody pretty much knows about that. Now, have you guys ever heard the song Money by Pink Floyd? That song is notorious for having a weird time signature. So let's take a look at that one. This song is in 7/4. So back when I said that a full measure is 4 quarter notes, so now we have 7 quarter notes in this measure. So that means that every measure is technically longer than a normal one. And so let's just try to count along with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so Money has a bit of a weird time signature, at least for like a radio rock song. But again, it's super simple to understand the timing, just knowing that it's 7 quarter notes. And then if you scroll down, you'll see, okay, this measure has 6 quarter notes, and then it's back to 7, and then sometimes it's in 4/4. Now there's one very popular guitar song that some of you might have tried to learn to play before. And if you look at the tabs, it can look super confusing. So let's take a look at Master of Puppets by Metallica. So of course it starts out in 4/4, and most of the song is in 4/4. But then you reach a point where you see these measures in 21/32. And so you're thinking, what in the world is that? How am I supposed to count that out? So let me just show you what it sounds like. You probably know what part this is. So it just goes 1, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's pretty much impossible to count to 21 in that short of a time. So when Metallica wrote this song, they weren't really writing it down on paper. They didn't intend to write it as 21 30-second notes. I mean, they were playing it by ear. They were just doing whatever sounded cool at the time. And it's just like, it's a super weird timing thing. It doesn't really make sense on paper. That's one that you're really just going to have to learn by ear. There's no way to time it out. In fact, there's a funny story. At one point, Metallica played with a symphony live. It was the S&M album. It's actually the only Metallica I listened to. But apparently some of the symphonic musicians were looking at the sheet music that were transcribed for them. And they're like, wow, that's so interesting that you guys wrote this 21 30-second note measure. And they're just like, oh, well, we just wrote whatever sounded cool. We didn't know what we were doing. But, you know, so far I've mostly just showed you songs that are consistently the same time signature throughout the whole song. You know, songs that are in 4/4 are usually 4/4 for the whole thing. I mean, right here you can see it jumps between 2/4 and 4/4. But let's see something a little bit more complicated now. So here we have a song called White Walls by Between the Buried and Me. They are just one of many crazy prog rock bands with lots of weird time signatures. And you can see right off the bat, we got 3/4 into 5/4 into 4/4 into 5/4, 4/4 into 9/8, and then 4/4 and then 7/8. So I'm going to hit play right about here and just try to follow along. I'm going to be counting out every single measure and see if you can keep up with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. And then they kind of chill out into 4/4. But this is kind of just an example of what it sounds like when you're jumping from one time signature to another. You really only see this in really like technical and progressive rock and metal stuff. I'm sure there's jazz music out there that has similar progressions. But I'm sure you notice, like, sometimes you're counting quarter notes, and sometimes you're counting eighth notes. That's why when it went from 4/4 to 9/8, you know, you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, I mean, when you switch the bottom number, that means you've got to change how fast you're counting it, too. And so it can get really complex and hard to follow when it's going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, I've had a lot of practice with this. I don't know if you could tell. But we'll just jump into one more, even more complex song, and that'd be the Dance of Eternity by Dream Theater. And so now let's try to follow along with this one. Starting with 4/4, this is a good place to start. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I guess we will call it there. But so yeah, if you're trying to just ingrain time signatures into your brain, go on to Songster or any similar websites that you know of, and just hit play and just try to count out the beats on these, like I was just doing. You don't really have to start with stuff this fast. As far as counting 16th notes in this speed, I feel like 7 is probably the most I could do, so I could like just barely keep up with saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right there. So hopefully that helps you understand more complex time signatures, especially if you're really into progressive and technical rock and metal, that kind of thing. It's just all over the place. But like I said, if you're just playing basic stuff, you're mostly only ever going to see 4/4 or 3/4, and it'll just stay in one time signature for most of the song. But hopefully that was helpful.